Alright guys, welcome back to another Opera Omnia video where we're going to be talking about Sherlotta and Lunafreya, two upcoming support characters that is going to be dropping to Global DFFOO very soon. Now the reason why I am doing this video is because I did have a few viewers request that I make a video talking about the differences between these two characters and what is it about these two characters that a lot of players are hyped up for, especially Lunafreya, which is a big character that many JP players, including myself, have hyped up in the past, but Sherlotta at the same time is also an amazing support unit for various reasons. So this video is going to be talking about the differences between both characters and things that you should know about these two characters, so that way by the time Sherlotta drops and then with Lunafreya dropping towards the end of August into September, you'll have a better idea as to which character you think, or at least which support character you think will be beneficial for the roster of characters or just your playstyle for your game. So do let me know what your plans are going to be for either of these two characters, if you're going to be pulling for one over the other, or if you are planning to pick up both of these two units like myself. Do let me know down in the comments section below. So we're going to start off with Sherlotta. Sherlotta already has her LD and C90 and whatnot in Global, so the next thing that she's going to be getting is her FR and BT. So with Sherlotta, she is very much a strong support character, being that she does provide high Brave gains to the party. She also provides HP damage up, Brave regen, overflow up when it comes to stolen and gained. And overall though, she is a very solid support unit. At the same time though, she is a strong FR charger with various skills to be able to increase the force gauge. Now, the biggest thing about Sherlotta is going to be the Brave gains, because altogether, whenever you include her overhead, her BT effect, her C65, the party is going to be getting an 80% Brave gains up, and that is tremendous. That is potentially the highest amount of Brave gains that a character is able to provide for the team. Not only that, but her BT effect also has a very nice effect where it's kind of similar to Kate Sip's LD, slightly different though, but basically it provides Brave, or a Brave increase by 10% of max Brave per Brave hit. So that means that you are, it's like Sherlotta is basically going to be helping you out, or helping out your teammates in pretty much capping the entire time, or helping to reach that HP cap for their abilities, which is fantastic. So on top of the Brave gains, on top of the Brave regen that she provides and whatnot, like the fact that you are able to recover additional Brave, or increase the amount of Brave that you have per Brave hit is fan-freaking-tastic, and that's one of the big reasons why myself and potentially a lot of other CCs are going to mention how good of her BT effect it is. It's just because of like those two big things, the Brave gains up, and then also with that Brave increase per Brave hit. Now, she is a non-elemental damage unit, and the reason why I included this in here is because there is going to be future Shinryu fights, and the latest one that we had, which was the Red Comet event, is a perfect example because like it shows that like there are going to be some elemental lockouts within like certain Shinryu fights. Now, the Red Comet event, even though you were able to use non-elemental damage or holy damage, like it's close enough to some of the future fights where you can only use specific elements. But with Sherlotta though, if you do have Sherlotta on the team though, you can pretty much just Brave gains through it, and you really don't have to worry about anything, because like her BT effect and the overall auras that she is going to be providing for the party will be more than enough to be able to get through through those elemental lockouts. So that's why she is another good reason that she is a very strong support character. Aside from that, she does have high HP damage output, and that is going to depend on her overhead value, because remember, with her overhead, depending on the amount of Brave that she is able to gain will increase that overhead, which will lead into like her change HP command, or Brave command, whichever one of the two, being able to dish out some very hefty damage depending on the overhead value. And the same goes whenever you use her LD ability. Even though it does reset afterwards, it's still very much easy for her to be able to bring up that value on her overhead. So that's really not going to be too much of an issue. So she can easily dish out some very heavy damage. Again, she is an FR charger. Like, she does have her skills via her skill 1, via her EX ability, where she is able to charge up the force gauge. So like, that's not going to be an issue when it comes to that. So she already has like 2 solid things within her kit, being that support auras that she provides, and also with her being an FR charger. Now, when it comes to her FR conditions are not too bad. You can increase it by 40% whenever the party is using an ability changed from their Brave or HP command tree. So pretty much as long as your HP or Brave command is changed, it will actually count towards her first condition. The other condition is going to be whenever Sherlotta recovers Brave to the party. So, and she will be able to increase that by 20%. Now, remember that Sherlotta does have an ability with her Change Brave command, if I'm not mistaken, where she is able to grant Brave to the party. So technically, you can actually get a 60% increase or higher, just depending on like where your force level enhancements are at and all that good stuff. You could potentially get it a little bit higher than that and meet both conditions with Sherlotta alone. So that is an option there. There are other units that, of course, that will be able to help out with that, but you know, we'll talk about that whenever I make my Who Should You BT Plus video, which will be out very soon. So her conditions are not too bad, but really like the biggest thing about Sherlotta is going to be that you are going to take advantage of pretty much like her LD overhead, and then especially her BT. So like when it comes to her FR though, like I said, you will more than likely not be using her FR because again, you're gonna be using her for the auras and the Brave gains and all that good stuff that she is able to provide. And then lastly, her BT effect, it lasts for 10 turns, which is fantastic. And for her being a support character, like that is pretty much going to last you like the entire fight, just depending on like what's going on with the fight, how you handle the fight, who your teammates are in the team comp, so on and so forth. So for her BT effect to last for 10 turns is very good, and you can take advantage of that with like a lot of units that, like, you know, they love to turn hog, characters that jump in a turn order, that have high speed stat, all that good stuff. Like the fact that her BT effect lasts for that long is fantastic. So overall, when it comes to Sherlotta, she is an excellent support character, and she is definitely worth considering if you are trying to debate between both her and Lunafreya. So now we'll take a look at Lunafreya. Now Lunafreya is very much a strong support as well, and she actually provides additional party auras that Sherlotta actually does not. But remember though, Sherlotta definitely has her pros. Like when it comes to Brave gains, that is the character that you definitely want to make sure that you have on the team. But when it comes to Lunafreya, Lunafreya pretty much provides a lot of party auras when it comes to attack up, max Brave up, initial Brave up. She also provides via her C65 party weakness damage up, party Brave damage cap up. Then when it comes to her Oracle buff, she provides Brave regen, HP regen, which is solid. Her overhead provides HP damage up, Brave damage up, and also Brave gains up. And then finally, her BT effect provides Stolen Max Brave overflow up, Brave damage up, HP damage up, more Brave gains up. And then at 2 out of 3, she provides additional Brave damage cap up and an HP damage cap up as well. And if you're curious about the percentages, I'll make sure to link both the list of buffs that both Sherlotta and Lunafreya provide down in the pinned comments. So if you want to check that out, you are more than welcome to after you watch this video. But in general though, like when it comes to the amount of party auras, Lunafreya definitely tops when it comes to the amount that she actually does provide. But again, they both have their differences, and they both have their reasons as to why both are very, very good supportive characters. Now, the other thing about Lunafreya is that she actually provides additional support via buffs that she grants. Now, a few things to note about that is that Lunafreya, basically you have to have her in the correct position, so that way whenever you are using, let's say like her LD ability, then you will be able to grant one buff to one of each buff to your allies. So if you have Lunafreya in the center, the character on her right will be granted the quick prayer buff. The character on her left will be granted the heavy prayer buff. Now, the quick prayer buff, whenever you use her LD ability and after it is granted to said teammate on the right, will last for 2 turns. The heavy prayer buff will actually last for 3 turns. Now, these 2 buffs are very, very good buffs. And there's also going to be another positional that we'll talk about here in just a second with Lunafreya, but I want to go over these 2 buffs. So the quick prayer buff provides said character with brave damage up, HP damage up, and it also grants them 2 additional turns while this buff is active. And also, on their first additional turn, they will have a free ability use. So technically, in a way, you have like 3 free turns, but really those 2 turns that was granted via the buff, those are going to be your free turns that will not count towards the turn count. So do note that, but that 1 turn with the free ability use will. Now the other buff, which is called the heavy prayer buff, this buff right here provides brave damage up, HP damage up, but it also provides a general Leo effect, which means that you will gain access to that fixed HP damage while that buff is active on said character. So she is actually going to be our next character to be providing that fixed HP damage up. Now, one thing to note is that whatever character does gain that buff, if by chance you do have the General Leo call effect active, those 2 percentages actually do stack together. And I tested this out whenever Tifa got her FR and BT, and I was curious to see if it does actually stack, and it does. So Lunafreya, on top of let's say like a General Leo call on said character that gets the heavy prayer buff, will actually get a little bit higher of a fixed HP damage on top of the normal HP damage that they're already doing. Now, the other positional that Lunafreya has is whenever Lunafreya is on the far left. And whenever this happens and any ally positioned to her right will be granted with a free ability use on their next turn, which is actually pretty convenient. So, I mean, hey, you can't go wrong with going with either or of said positions. But regardless of that, even if you don't use her LD ability, her overhead has stacks. And with those stacks, whenever it reaches 4 stacks, her Brave command and her HP command will be changed to the Quick Prayer buff for her Brave command, and then her HP command will be changed to the Heavy Prayer. Now, the good thing about this is that you can actually select which character you want to give either the first buff or the second buff out of the 2 buffs. But whenever you use one over the other, her stacks do reset, and the way to build her stacks is to pretty much just let Lunafreya act, and that's pretty much it. Like, it's as easy as that. So when it comes to Lunafreya though, on top of the already big party auras that she does provide, the fact that she is able to provide additional buffs to certain characters on your team just shows how good of a character Lunafreya is in terms of the amount of support that she is actually able to provide. Now, the other thing about Lunafreya is going to be that she does enchant the party with ice, and that is via her EX buff. And she provides True Water enchant whenever you use her FR ability. She also provides strong heals and Brave Battery, and they are actually some very strong heals and Brave Battery whenever you use her skill 1, especially if you're going to be using her as an FR charger, which is my next bullet point. She is a very good FR charger, and on top of the party auras that she is already having, I mean, like, what else can you ask for? Her FR conditions, they are very much easy to meet. Let me pull that up real quick. So her FR conditions are whenever the party selects a water ability, which, hey, as soon as you use her FR, everybody is already enchanted with True Water, so you don't have to worry about that. The next condition is whenever the party selects an ice ability, hey, guess what? Lunafreya already provides that via her EX buff. And then finally, the last one is whenever the party member grants a buff to an ally. So there are different characters that is able to do said thing, but Lunafreya is definitely able to do that as well. But regardless though, you are going to be getting at the minimum 40% if you are not going to be granting a party member a buff. You will still get that 40% or a little bit higher. It just depends on, like, you know, if your characters have force enhancements and all that good stuff. but you will still be getting a pretty good HP damage bonus. Now, if you're gonna go and start saying that oh, it's not as good as Cam's, well, I mean, I don't know what to tell you, man. If you're gonna be that picky about it, I don't know what to tell you, because this video is only about Lunafreya and Sherlotta. So if we're gonna be comparing numbers, that's just for a whole nother conversation. But in all seriousness, though, like for what she already provides and the party ores and all that good stuff, like it's a pretty solid FR. You may or may not be using her FR that often, or you may just rely on other characters' FR abilities while having Lunafreya on the team. But like, it's still very much a solid FR, and you know, you will probably have more uses of this FR compared to Sherlotta's FR conditions or FR ability and whatnot. So, but regardless though, it's still a pretty good FR to have. But really the biggest thing about Lunafreya is that most of her biggest pros is definitely going to be via her EX, her LD, and definitely her BT. And then finally, her BT effect also lasts for 10 turns, which is great, especially if you're going to be spamming her skill 1, which is her FR charger ability. Then I mean, like, it's a very good lengthy BT effect. So it's very good. Like, overall, like, the package for Lunafreya is very much worth considering pulling for. So hopefully this video helped you out in trying to figure out and deciding which one of these two characters you should go for. Both these two characters are excellent support characters, and you really can't go wrong with picking up both. But hopefully, if you are still undecided, or if you are limited to only choosing one over the other, hopefully this video will give you a better idea as to like what both these two characters do. What I may also do as well is I may actually upload some gameplay before these two characters release onto global, which Sherlotta is going to be very, very soon by the time you are watching this video, and then Lunafreya later down the line. I may just upload some gameplay showcasing how these two characters actually perform, so that way if you want a visual aspect of these two characters, then maybe that will give you or that will help you in solidifying your decision between either of the two. My plans is I'm going to be pulling for both of these two characters. They are excellent support characters. You cannot go wrong with having both of them. They are both situational support characters, but at the same time though, like, you're going to be getting your worth out of both of these two characters. Like, you really are, and you cannot go wrong at all with grabbing one or both of them. So hopefully this video helped you out in trying to figure out like what these two characters do, like what they provide and all that good stuff. Again, if you want to check out their percentages in terms of the party ores that they do provide, make sure to click those two links down in the description below, so that way you know for sure what you are getting yourself into. But hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Thank you so much for watching. I'll catch you guys in the next one.